Imagine being so dominant in Formula One that even when the field improves, even when rivals upgrade faster than expected, even when the rules try to reset the grid, the gap still refuses to close. That is the uncomfortable reality Formula One is facing today. Because Max Verstappen isn't just winning races, he's redefining what dominance actually looks like in modern F1. And tonight we're breaking down exactly why nobody can close the gap, no matter how hard they try. Most fans think dominance comes from one thing: the car. Fast car equals wins. End of story. But if that were true, Formula One history would look very different. Cars change, regulations change, rivals catch up. Yet Max Verstappen remains the constant, the reference point. The problem nobody can solve. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why Verstappen's dominance is not accidental. It's engineered, psychological, and deeply uncomfortable for everyone chasing him. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. Max Verstappen doesn't need perfect conditions to dominate. He thrives in imperfect ones, when the track is greasy, when tyres are on the edge, when strategy becomes chaos. That's where Max separates himself. While others look for certainty, Verstappen looks for opportunity. And that mindset alone already puts him steps ahead before the lights even go out. Look at the recent seasons. The grid has compressed. Teams like McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes have all taken massive steps forward. Qualifying gaps are smaller. Race pace swings weekend to weekend. Yet Verstappen continues to extract results that outperform the car's theoretical limits. He wins races he shouldn't. He controls races he doesn't need to push in. And most importantly, he makes rivals fight each other instead of fighting him. That's not luck. That's dominance by design. Max's greatest weapon is not outright speed, it's control. Control of pace, control of rivals, control of race narratives. When Verstappen leads, he doesn't just pull away. He manages the gap like a pressure valve. Pushes when needed, backs off when necessary, forces others into risky strategies just to stay relevant. And when they gamble, he punishes them. And here's where fear quietly enters the equation. Because when drivers line up next to Verstappen, they know something. They know that if they hesitate for even half a second, he'll take the space. If they defend too hard, he'll outsmart them on exit. If they play it safe, he'll disappear up the road. That psychological pressure compounds lap after lap. And once fear creeps in, mistakes follow. Ask yourself this. How often do rivals beat Verstappen wheel to wheel? Rarely. Not because they aren't talented, but because Max makes every battle feel like a losing proposition. Now, here's a quick reset. And yes, this is your cue. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps more than Red Bull's wind tunnel hours. And while you're at it, subscribe. Because unlike Ferrari strategies, this channel actually delivers consistently. Alright, back to the uncomfortable stuff. Verstappen's dominance also comes from adaptability. Modern Formula One is brutal. Tyres degrade, weather flips races upside down. Safety cars rewrite strategies in seconds. Many drivers rely heavily on the pit wall to tell them what to do. Max, he feeds the pit wall information they didn't even ask for yet. He reads grip changes before lap times reflect them. He feels tyre drop-off before data confirms it. And that means he's often ahead of strategy, not reacting to it. This is why Verstappen thrives in chaotic races, rain races, mixed conditions, late restarts, high-pressure finales. These situations expose weaknesses in decision-making, and Max rarely blinks. While others hesitate, he commits. While others debate, he executes. And execution is where dominance becomes visible, because dominance isn't about peak laps, it's about repeatability. Verstappen doesn't deliver one magical lap and fade. He stacks performance, lap after lap, stint after stint, season after season. His average pace under pressure is often higher than rivals' peak pace. That's terrifying from a competitive standpoint. Now let's talk about the car, because yes, the Red Bull is fast, but here's the detail many fans miss. Verstappen drives a car that is not. Here's a question for you, and answer honestly in the comments. Do you think Verstappen would still dominate in a different car, or is this era purely Red Bull? I'm genuinely curious to see where you stand. Now, let's address the elephant in the paddock. Pressure. Pressure breaks drivers. Titles magnify mistakes, expectations weigh heavy. But Verstappen appears almost immune to it. In fact, pressure sharpens him. When championships tighten, his execution improves. When margins shrink, his mistakes disappear. That mental resilience is rare, and it's why even in seasons where the championship battle gets closer, Verstappen never truly loses control of the narrative. And here's the scary part for rivals. He's still evolving. Early in his career, Max was raw, aggressive, sometimes reckless. Now, he's calculated, calm, surgical. He knows when to attack and when to disappear, when to fight and when to manage. That evolution has turned dominance into inevitability. Which brings us to the real reason nobody can close the gap. Because closing the gap isn't just about speed, it's about matching intelligence, adaptability, consistency, psychological strength, and execution all at once. You can improve one area, maybe two, but Max operates at an elite level in all of them simultaneously. And until someone matches that complete package, the gap will always reopen. Think about it like this. Rivals aren't chasing Verstappen's lap times. They're chasing his understanding of the sport, his feel for race flow, his instinct for momentum, his ability to turn chaos into control. And unless Formula One fundamentally changes the way racing works, not just the cars, but the demands on drivers, Max Verstappen will remain the benchmark. The problem: the standard everyone measures themselves against and quietly fears. So what does this mean for the future? It means every new regulation reset becomes a test. Not of Verstappen's dominance, but of the grid's ability to finally disrupt it. And history suggests that whenever F1 resets, Max adapts faster than anyone else. Which is why, even when the gap appears smaller on paper, it still feels massive on track. Before we wrap up, one last thing. If you've made it this far, you're clearly deep into F1 analysis. So subscribe if you haven't already. I promise, better insights than a wet weather Ferrari pit call. Now, I want your opinion. Is Max Verstappen already the most complete driver Formula One has ever seen? Or does he still need a rival to truly define his era? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Debate is welcome. Because one thing is certain, dominance like this doesn't fade quietly. It forces the sport to respond, and until that response arrives, Max Verstappen will continue doing what he does best, pulling away while everyone else wonders where the gap came from. If you want to understand the next layer of this dominance, the psychological war between Verstappen and his closest rivals, click the video on screen right now. That breakdown reveals what happens off the track and why it matters just as much. I'll see you there.